At this point I've added a second layer of gel medium, and it's a gloss gel medium mixed with a soft gloss gel medium, and I'm just trying to build up a thick layer of acrylic paint. By the time it's done, it'll be about a 1/16 of an inch or so, be relatively clear, and it should give a very nice image overall. So that's where I'm at this point, and I'm just trying to let this dry for a little bit before I take it off the glass. I'll be back when we get to that step. Hopefully you can see where this layer is starting to clear up quite a bit. And it still has a little ways to go, but it's getting there. And when we get this part done, I'll be back to show you how to trim it and get it off the glass. At this point it's almost dry, and I can probably go on to the next step. What I need is some wax paper or some freezer paper, some cutting tools, and I happen to like this razor scraper. This is really helpful on getting the image up off the glass. So taking a cutter, I'm going to rough cut around these edges to try to get rid of some of this bulky stuff. So giving a nice margin all the way around, because I want to have the ability to trim it if I so desire. I'm going to just come off here, take my scraper knife, and you can see that this stuff comes up relatively easy. And I do put these in a recycling jar that I keep on my desk, simply because the environmental folks here feel it's important to handle this stuff carefully in the landfill. And I agree with that. So I can go ahead and I'm going to do this rough trim, get rid of all of this. Now here's the tricky part, because you want to be very careful at this point that you don't tear the sheet. And it is a sheet of acrylic medium that's dried into a film. And so I'm just going to carefully go around the edges and start lifting. And then once I get started with this, I'm going to very carefully lift the entire image up off the glass. And this is nothing more than a process of peeling. And it's going to distort a little bit, but it will come back into shape. Now here's where the wax paper comes in. I'm going to use the wax paper as a separator. So I take my sheet of acrylic and we'll put it on the wax paper. This will prevent it from sticking to other surfaces. And you want to be very careful at this point, because it will want to stick to itself. And I'm going to and what's really neat about this point is I have a nice smooth surface on here, and the photographic likeness is very, very much like the original. You can see here that I've captured the essence of that person, and this is the way I make my acrylic transfers. Now when I get ready to put this onto a canvas, what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay down a bed of acrylic medium and then embed this into it and make sure that I've gotten all the air bubbles out. Not that air bubbles make that big a difference, but I do happen to like to get all the air bubbles out if I can. Make sure I have good adhesion. This is going to sit for about another 2 hours before I do anything with it. Let it get all the moisture out of it and go totally clear. If need be, I can trim it some more. I can take portions of it, I can cut it up, I can tear it, I can do all sorts of things with this. So that's how the transfer process works for me.